Hey, this is John Lewis here with H2H Ministries. You probably know us from there, or you know us from the Rising Mystics Institute. We're doing something new here and very excited about it. And for those of you that have followed our ministry for some time, H2H Ministries International, www.atam.org, you know that we each year for the last couple of decades, we use astrology, predictive astrology, to do readings for the year of what's going to be happening on a global scene in this nation and just all over. And it's very accurate that we have been able to do this. And about 6 months ago, we just felt led to just move a little bit further, and Spirit was moving us to just start to read natal charts. So it's been very exciting casting natal charts and reading them, and with amazing accuracy of past, present, and future. So if you want a natal chart reading done by a spirit-filled person, that would be me. Okay, and we have a lot of fun with the natal charts and with the experience. You will basically contact us, set an appointment, and it's first come, first served basis. We've had a waiting list for a couple of months, and we're basically caught up with that now. And this is what you're going to get with your natal chart reading. Number one, we're going to cast the chart, the natal chart for you. You're going to get the chart. We're going to read the chart. I'm going to read it for you in detail. I'm going to deal a little bit with past life interpretation, show you some of the energy that you may have brought from a previous life in this life, and how we can clear it out and figure out how you can be set on a path going forward. Also, we're going to deal with Astro Psychology. Now, that's what I learned that the term is, and I really enjoy that. And so we deal with some of the past issues and stuff and behavior patterns, where they came from, and how we can overcome them and move forward to become the best we can be. I'm going to deal with the esoteric and the literal interpretations of your natal chart when I do your reading. I'm going to deal a little bit with transits and progressions. I'm going to go ahead in the future, possibly months and maybe to a year, and show you things that's going to be coming up, things that to look forward to. I'm going to deal with romance. I'm going to deal with finance. I'm going to deal with the family and health. Matter of fact, in some of our readings and stuff, I've been able to intuitively, or in Christian terminology, by word of knowledge, been able to medically diagnose things that were going on with people, and to give them some assistance and help with that regarding their physical body. I'm going to be using all the gifts that the Most High has given me in my readings and stuff, not just the signs of the heavens, but the prophetic gift, intuition, and all of that has been given to me. Let's hear what other people are saying regarding the readings that they've received recently.
My name is Jessica Wilkerson. I live in Houston, Texas. I am a small business owner. The name of my company is Soul Sacred Journey, as well as Family First Services, where we provide holistic services at Soul Sacred Journey. We also provide financial services such as tax preparation, credit empowerment, small business formation, and consulting with Family First Services. I started following John at atam.org back in 2016. His website was absolutely enlightening, and as the daughter of a preacher, and actually gave me biblical standpoints that supported my views on astrology, my views on prophecy, which aren't really supported within the routine traditional church atmosphere. I knew through my introduction to his ministry by the YouTube videos and the informative blog available at atam.org that John was a man of God. And I actually had the opportunity to converse with him in the reading that he gave me of my birth chart. I was absolutely amazed. In my reading, John touched on things that there's no way he would have been able to know in the most sensitive and understanding, non-judgmental way. He went over every single one of my houses in great detail. He covered so many different aspects of my life, past, present, and future, tragedies and traumas that I had experienced in early childhood. He has helped me process those things in a way that therapy has not helped me. He gave me confidence to tackle these things that I have been afraid of for so long. He gave me an affirmation to say that I am limitless through the power that God has given me. John introduced me to my gifts. I left that birth chart reading feeling empowered, feeling healed, feeling delivered, feeling freed from fear, feeling confident in myself and confident in my abilities that have been given to me by God and the Holy Spirit. He is a man of vision. He is a man of God. He prayed with me. He stopped to pray with me in the name of Yeshua for things that he saw that could possibly be attempting to hold me back, the impact that it had on my life, and how accurate it was. He was spot on. It was enlightening. It freed me. The prayers that we prayed, the words that he spoke over me, they empowered me. I would encourage any and everyone to welcome John into their houses. That's the way that he asked me. He said, may I enter into your houses? And I actually wish there was ways for me to seek guidance from him as a mentor. For anyone that is watching this video, if you've been led here, know that God is for him and God is for you. Definitely don't miss the opportunity. See what it is that the heavens have in store for you. It was invaluable.
Hey everybody, my name is Linda Plum. I'm a registered nurse, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about this wonderful opportunity that Prophet John Lewis is giving you to get your own personal astrology reading. We are fearfully and wonderfully made, and what's really cool about your astrology reading is that the day you were born, the Father knew what he wanted out of your life and what he sent you in this earth to do. And this is my little my sheet of the astrology reading, and it's very, very fascinating, and you will be blown away just by looking at this map of what the Father intended. Prophet John will go through all the houses, and I don't know if you're familiar with astrology, like I wasn't, but it's amazing how there are places in our lives that we're meant to impact more than others, and that makes sense. When I look at this, I think of a snowflake, how each snowflake is different, and how each one of us is different too. The way I came across this ministry is actually, I have a Torah group. I love Yeshua as my Messiah. On the day you're born, the Father has your story written as well. And if you partake of this offering, I guarantee, like I said, you'll be blown away. But just the few things quickly that Prophet shared when he was looking at my chart, um, I don't know, I'm 60 years old in Earth years. And so many people go through, midlife crisis. My kids are grown now. I've been through my career basically. And so, what does my life really have in store for me? Through my reading, it's just so encouraging that I have a future and a hope. And I really do hope that you'll be brave enough. I mean, it's kind of scary to do something like this because, like, most people think astrology or the stars are like a cult or, part of the, I don't know, something scary. But don't be scared. Um, have this reading. It told me, I mean, he shared so much, so many deep things about my past, and able to really pretty much tell me when my children were born, basically when I got married, when I graduated from nursing school, and just by telling that the planets were in certain places in this chart in certain years, and just by looking at that, he was able to share it with me. And it's just amazing that everything happens in our life for a reason. And so, again, I would just really encourage you. This is a unique reading. It's not going to be like any other regular astrology reading because he reads also from the Holy Spirit. And I just loved my reading, and I have looked over it several times, and it actually already started coming true. Something I had no interest in, but has recently walked into my life is a person who's kind of interested. So if you're looking for validation or hope that your life will change, check out one of these readings and you'll learn a lot about yourself and a lot about your future. So thank you for your time.
Greetings to you from the Wake Up Global Networks. I am the CEO, Dwight Johnson III. I want you to know that several months ago, through one of my first and only experiences of having my natal chart read by the one and only Prophet John Lewis, listen, literally, without exaggeration, changed my life. I did not know what to expect. I have to be honest. I have heard of it in the past, but I heard that it was something that we were supposed to stay away from. But as I grew and as the influence of Prophet Lewis and our connection deepened, and I received ministry from him, I knew this was what I was supposed to do. But what I did not know was the profound and lasting effect that reading my natal chart would have. You said, Darnell, what do you mean? Explain it. I'm glad you asked. I surely will. I thought reading a chart, from what I heard, you just go around and you see where the sun and the moon were in your different houses and you explain what that means and conjunctions and oppositions and all of that. And I was born on this day and I was meant to be that. But it was deeper than that. To be honest with you, it was much more spiritual. Now, this is just my experience. It was much more spiritual than I ever imagined. That through going through my chart, going through the houses, at some point I crossed a portal in my life of no return, that I got deliverance from the past. Past things came up in my chart that nobody knew. And to be honest, that I hid deep, deep down inside. That spirit through Prophet Lewis and his anointing and his gift to read the heavens came together and broke those yokes. Healing took place during my natal reading. Deliverance took place. Clarity took place. Understanding and enlightenment. And so now I'm an advocate. I mean, I grew up people telling me that was not of God and I should stay away from it. But a hunger developed as Prophet and I relationship and our connection. And he began to mentor me in the area. A hunger grew, and it was just something that I knew I needed to do. And I'm so glad. As a matter of fact, I'm an advocate. I believe this. Now, this is only my personal opinion, that every person should have their natal chart read. And I can't think of a more anointed, gifted person to do it than Prophet John Lewis. He brings the two together. He brings the ability to read the heavens together with his prophetic anointing. And at the center, this is what I loved, is his prayer and his fasting. So he didn't come to the reading just with the sun was in Scorpio and your 11th house is the house of this and that. Anybody, I mean, a lot of people can do that. But what he did is, once he read the heavens, he began to prophetically interpret what that meant for my life, past, present, and future. And man, did something happen. Whoa, I have never been the same, literally. No exaggeration. I have never, ever, nor will I ever, ever. I told you, I crossed over a portal, into a portal. Something opened for me, and I've not looked back since. I thank God for my mentor, Prophet John Lewis. I recommend you discover your past and get free from it. You walk in your present and be open to it, but you see your future through your natal chart. I highly recommend Prophet John Lewis, our friend, our brother, our mentor, the Master Magi. Peace.
Hi, my name is Norma, and I am from California in the United States. I met John Lewis through someone in the ministry, and I recently had my natal chart reading with John Lewis. It was amazing. It was phenomenal. I was very surprised to see how much information John was able to pick up through the alignment of the planets and through his intuition regarding my life now, my past life, my relationship with my parents as I was growing up, my relationship with my children when they were young and now they're a little bit older. So I was happy to hear everything he had to say. It was so detailed. I didn't say a word through the whole reading. John just talked, and I was amazed. I might have shed a tear or two because there was a lot of healing going on. He was able to highlight many, many events in my life that I thought were very negative. But he explained, according to the planets, why those events happened and how I am able to go ahead and use that to my benefit, to be able to have healing and comfort. And I just came away from that reading empowered, comforted, just so amazed at what he was able to tell me. I definitely recommend readings with John Lewis. I've had a couple before with other astrologers that were not detailed, where I had to answer the questions that they had. That's why this natal reading with John Lewis, I was surprised. I didn't say anything. I might have said 2 sentences during the whole reading. As with other astrologers, they asked me questions and I had to answer them. And I might say that the price is very, very inexpensive. The other astrologers, their pricing is a lot of money. It's a lot of money. So with John Lewis, the pricing is excellent. I recommend it, and it will be a benefit for your life. Happy natal chart readings.
Now, welcome. As I said, the form of astrology that I resonate more strongly with is Astro Psychology. I'm able to use this key here, you see this, Chiron, to find the areas where there may be shame, guilt, hurt, abuse, trauma, pain, that most likely happen in your early part of your life, and things that are yet affecting you on an unconscious or conscious level today. And so we're able to give you the key to the kingdom within you. You see, Chiron, this is a key that will unlock those areas in you. And we've had some powerful experiences with me sharing information that I received from the heavens, as well as intuition, unlocking the people that have come to me for readings and stuff, and seeing real deliverances take place. This is your cosmic key that helps you to get to your next level so that you can take back your power. Let's see what some people are saying about this.
Hey guys, my name is Wesley. I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota, United States. I'm an educator in the Minneapolis Public School District. I've been knowing Prophet John for 2 years now. I met him through a friend, and ever since then I've just been attending his master classes and the prayer gatherings, and then the other teachings he's had during the week, as well as joining the Rising Mystics Telegram group and staying up to date on Age to Age Ministries website. Recently, a few months ago, I've done a natal astrological charts with him, and just from there, just the things he showed me has been really profound, has been really impactful in my life, and also things to look for. There was one instance reading that was involving a family affair, tragedy, a loss in a way, and this loss really affected the females, the feminine energy in my family. especially on my mom's side, and a lot of healing to be done in the females on my mom's side. And this was to occur in January of 2022. And then I recently found out there was a big loss, a big death, a big transition in my family on my mom's side that has affected my family as a whole, and also affected the females on that side as well. So that came true and that came to pass. And that was really, I reflected back on that natal astrological reading that Prophet John has given me. And that has directly impacted me, and also something just shows the accuracy and the precision of that reading and the astrological readings as well. There was also instance regarding my past life. As Prophet John said, I was a woman in my past life, and that it was my purpose for coming back was to find love and to finish the love that I've been missing, the love that I've been lacking. And this has carried over from my past life and other lives as well. And I state that is pretty true, and it took me by surprise with that. And it's just something that I'm looking to direct my energy towards, and to really evaluate certain things in paths. So once again, I thank Prophet John for these astrological readings, for these heavenly signs, for the planetary alignments that he has read in regards to my birth dates and my life when I came to this earth in this lifetime. And once again, I thank you for that, for his readings, for his charting, and for his prophetic gifts. Shalom, peace, and blessings to you all. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hello, we are the DeShazos. I'm David, and this is my wife,
Christy, and we're born and raised Texans.
I have always in my career been in medical device sales, and recently I just started helping my wife with her booming real estate business.
So I've worn many hats in my seasons of life. Let's see, I've been a dancer, and I taught dance and was a drill team director for 15 to 30 years on and off in my life. And then basically we had 5 beautiful children together. Mm-hmm. We've been married 29 years, and I am in real estate, and we have DeShays Wow Realty Team. And I've been really thankful and very blessed to have this new adventure in life. Moving to a different direction. And actually I heard about John, the astrologist, from Rising Mystics, from a client of mine in California who just insisted that I needed to have this reading. And so I did. I contacted John, and it was a really cool experience. What about you?
Well, my natal chart reading was really surprisingly accurate. I was about some of my past events. He helped me with looking at my life and my purpose of my life and my future goals. And he spoke of very specific things about my past life, about when I was younger, just illnesses and so forth. And anyway, he gave me some guidance as far as moving on in the future, moving beyond the past, and building a better future, I guess is what I would say. Yeah.
That's cool.
And I found John to be very professional, and
I thought he was really accurate.
He's an authentic person. I think that was
He's really calming and reassuring, just like real positive energy, I thought.
Yeah, it was an enjoyable experience for me. It was.
Yeah, it really was. It was fun. My experience was really unique, I guess, because I have a unique chart. And what was funny about that is we always say I'm
unusually unusual.
I'm always unusually unusual. And that was pretty accurate with my chart, too. John found a lot of conundrums, I guess, a lot of interesting things, and it explained a lot that I am actually unique. Like you said, I'm not like everyone else, and we always knew that.
Yes,
it's just interesting to find out that the stars and astrology is like mirroring your own life. The bravery and encouragement to be who I am, and to go out on that limb, and to keep striving, because I was on the right path, and God wanted bigger and better things for me than I ever could imagine for myself. So for me, I think everyone should do it, because he was encouraging, calming, motivating.
It was a great experience.
So thanks, John.
Thank you.
Everybody should look up Rising Mystics, John the Astrologer.
Hello, my name is Andrew Joyner, and I'm in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. I am from the Soul Journey Project at thesouljourneyproject.com. Check us out. And I'm here to share a little bit about my experience with my natal chart reading with John Lewis. I recently received my natal chart reading from John Lewis, and first of all, I would say that it was very extensive. Prophet John, I know him as Prophet John, took a lot of time to explain everything to me and answer my questions. So it was very thorough, so I appreciated that. This was my first time having a natal chart reading, so I didn't know what to expect, but I was definitely open to the experience. Throughout the natal chart reading, Prophet John called out a lot of elements of my personality, things that he wouldn't necessarily know about me. We haven't had a whole lot of conversations, or we don't know each other personally, but yet through the natal chart reading and just his own intuition, he was able to call out specifics about my personality, some of my skills, my background in terms of education and career, things of that nature. He's also called out elements about my spouse, and just some of her personality traits that he was able to determine through the natal chart reading that stood out to me. Overall, it was a very positive experience. I was very encouraged by the information that he shared, knowing some of the things that he has shared with me in times past. I definitely trusted his intuition and kind of his guidance. So it was really encouraging to hear a lot of the information that came through the natal chart reading. I would definitely encourage anyone who's curious, who's just wanting to check it out or get more information about themselves and just kind of get to know who they are better, that this is definitely a tool that you can explore to help you on your journey to learning more about yourself, about your potential. But it is a good tool just to kind of give you some insights into why you are the way you are, what makes you tick. So if you are curious or if you're interested, I would definitely encourage you to check it out, and definitely do it with Prophet John Lewis.
Hello, I am Bishop Andrea Williams, and I am so excited to be able to share with you how the natal chart experience impacted me. One, let me share with you, I am, again, Bishop Andrea Williams. I am a prophet. I live in Fishers, Indiana, in the United States of America. My primary work is ministry. I have been a seasoned and ordained prophet for over 30 years and work in that region. That anointing is heavy on my life, and I'm excited about that. I'm excited about meeting John Lewis, who is not just a prophet, but a seer in the kingdom of God. And I like saying the kingdom of God because so many times people think the church is where the prophet moves about. The prophet operates in the kingdom. As a matter of fact, every kingdom that is has a prophetic call to it. And so what I've seen out of Prophet Lewis is that he answers the call of prophet as ordained by God. When I think about my natal chart reading, well, I'm telling you, it was so on point. First of all, fascinated by the fact that he gave us the position of the stars and the planets that were where they were at the time of my birth, and then began to speak to me about the houses and what different things mean. What I found so exceptional was the accuracy of what he was saying by looking in the heavens. The scriptures tell us the heavens declare the glory of God. And one of the things that I understand about that is that God speaks everything out. And if we can find people that can read it and understand it. And so I see that Prophet Lewis is one of those sons of Issachar that really can begin to look up and see. And so I was so excited about it. He was so accurate. And because I've operated as a prophet for many years, the accuracy of the word of the Lord matters a lot. And so being able to identify with some of the things that he was saying, know that some things were so on point that only the revelation of looking could show him. But also it left me empowered and excited about the next season in my life. Sometimes when you reach certain ages or places, you feel like, well, I've done my labor of work. But to be encouraged to know that as he looked into the stars, that the second half of my life was going to be better than the first, and the things that he said along the way. And so, again, it was an empowering session. It was one that it caused me to really be at awe at the wisdom of God and how God puts that wisdom in men so that we might know it. And so I want to thank Prophet Lewis. I would encourage anyone to allow your natal chart to be spoken into and read. And I want to dispel the fear of people in the church, whether it's the American church or the Western church or different cultures, that it is no sin, nor is it heresy to be able to look and see what the heavens are declaring. As a matter of fact, that's how the wise men were able to find where Jesus was. And so we've got to use all that God has given us that we can participate in our destiny. So I just want to give a shout out to Prophet John Lewis. I want to tell everyone that can to have a natal chart reading. And this is my second one, and they are both very accurate. They're both very time sensitive, and they are both empowering me to live my best life now. Have a great day. Hope this blesses you. Hope you will choose to be a part of your destiny by seeing what destiny has to say. God bless.
Okay, due to the amount of detailed information that I'm able to read in your chart, be prepared for a consultation that could last from 1.5 hours to 2 hours. Yeah, that's how long it usually lasts. Matter of fact, some of my consultations last a little bit longer because there's deeper healing that's taking place. I don't really want to stop the flow of spirit when spirit is moving and bringing healing and deliverance or whatever is necessary for those that are seeking consultation. All right. So let's see what some other people are saying.
Hello, my name is Kelly, aka High Priestess. I live in Ohio with my husband and 2 little boys. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and my husband and myself co-own a crane and maintenance company. I received a reading from Prophet John a couple months ago, and it was amazing. Now, I'm not new to natal chart readings. I've had several over the years, and they do not compare to this one. And I have a list of reasons why, actually. Number one, this reading was so specific. It was so specific. Now, Prophet went over a lot of transit dates, and he gave specific dates and specific things that would be occurring during those dates. And it's so nice to know that because you know how to strategize, you know how to pray, how to plan, how to prepare. And they were so accurate. For example, he had given me like a 3-day time period where I might encounter some people with some very negative energy. And literally on day 2 of the 3 days that he told me that was a possibility, I experienced somebody with some very negative energy. Thank God I knew ahead of time and I recognized it and, was prepared. So another thing, he had given me some dates of some things that would be happening with my business. That also happened in that window. And these aren't just, when I say window, I'm talking like 2 to 3 days he gave me, and it happened in those 2 to 3 days. So I could go on and on because there were actually a list of a lot of things from business to money that all happened when he said they were going to happen. Another thing that I absolutely loved was the reading was very, very enlightening. For example, he shared a lot about my past life, and knowing about my past life and different things in that life that I experienced, it made more sense and allowed me to understand things that I've experienced in this present life. So that was really neat. I've never had an astrologer mention past lives really at all. And so that was cool. And then also there were a lot of things in my childhood that he knew, very specific things, just about my grandparents and just everything, my personality. It was so specific and so detailed. Another thing was this reading was very, very lengthy. It was so lengthy. It wasn't rushed. It was full of so much information. And thank God I was able to record it so I could listen back to it later, because there was no way I would have been able to recall all of that. And it was so nice to be able to refer back to and just take more notes. But another thing that was really, really, really nice about this reading is the way I felt afterward. I have had lots of readings in the past, and the difference between the one with Prophet John and the ones in the past are, with those, I felt very upset and uneasy a lot of times after readings. The delivery wasn't that great. And so I was like really worried or concerned or feeling down. But after this reading, this is actually the only natal chart reading I've ever had that I actually felt very good afterwards. I felt very prepared. I felt uplifted. I felt excited of things to come. It was awesome. And I can't say that about any readings I've had in the past. And I think that's the difference between having a reading from a spiritual person versus a non-spiritual person. The delivery is totally, totally different. So the reading was amazing. The reading was extremely affordable. I've had lots of readings in the past and they were triple the amount that Prophet charged, but they don't even hold a candle to the accuracy of his. So I just want to encourage anybody to take a reading if you want some insight on yourself, what to expect. You want to know more about relationships or your future or business opportunities, just anything, you have to get a reading. It's so exciting, it's so freeing, and it's very healing. Because once you know things about your past, your childhood, and your past life, it'll help you connect the dots more and just really free yourself.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Josh, and this is my wife, Kimmy, and we are from Virginia. That's on the East Coast of the United States. And look, we just had to do a quick review of the astrological reading that we received from the Prophet John Lewis. Absolutely phenomenal. Look, one thing I gotta say about him right out the gate is that he is very comprehensive. He did not leave any stone unturned. I mean, we went over everything. And when I say everything, I mean family, finances, our marriage, ministry, our childhood and certain things that may have happened in our childhood, how many kids we're going to have. It seemed like he was going over so many things. It's like I couldn't have even thought of everything, and I was so excited before we even got the reading. And it was just like, I couldn't have even imagined how good the reading was going to be. It definitely exceeded expectation. You got something you want to add?
Man, it was like totally amazing. And I want to say thank you because Josh purchased a reading for my birthday, and it's amazing because I was always interested in astrology, but just learning the spiritual aspect of it. And Prophet went over so many things. It was just so amazing because I've always been interested in horoscopes, but just having my natal chart read for my birthday, oh my gosh. It's like he went over so much, as Josh said. He was very comprehensive. He went through my childhood, and it's amazing because some of the things that I had been praying about, only the Lord knew these things basically. And the prophet, he was able to speak on some of the things that I had prayed about, even things about our marriage. He even told us, because prophet doesn't know us, he even told us that we had a daughter. He knew that I had a child in 2021. He was able to even pinpoint that just from the stars, from the heavens. And we know that he was hearing from the Lord because some things that we had been praying about, and even a testimony to say, he even went over our health, and it's amazing because he was telling me in the next couple of years something to kind of be cautious about with my health. And it's amazing because I went to the doctor last month, and the doctor had saw some things too, and the same things that the doctor was talking about is what was shown in the heavens. And basically Prophet John told us to pray about those things because even though they were shown in the heavens, we could pray against that and start working on this. So it's just amazing, the natal chart, you learn about things that you can basically pray against because of the things that are in the heavens. So
yeah, and definitely one thing I want to add, sweetheart, when she was talking about the health thing, one thing that was so powerful about the reading that I received is that, the Prophet John Lewis was able to tell me that I'm not, a person that generally gets sick. And if I do, I would overcome it very quickly. And that was actually something that I needed to hear, because at that time, and I'm not sure if he knew it or not, but at that time, I was actually going through some things that were a little questionable. I've told you some things that I've been going through that have been questionable at times. And it's for him to be able to pinpoint and speak exactly what the Lord was saying to him in that moment, it was something exactly what I needed to hear.
And that place that I was in, I thought that was phenomenal.
Yes, it's amazing. And like, can you hold up my sheet? I have
Oh,
like
yeah.
an entire page full of notes like that I wrote down because he gives specific dates for things to kind of be cautious about. And it's amazing because he gave me several dates like to look at for certain energies, that would be there. And it's amazing because I came back and told you, I was
Yep.
like, Josh, this was happening on this date, and I had to reference back my notes to look at the days that he told me, and I was like, oh my gosh, he said that one of these days that this type of energy was going to be surrounding me, and it was
Right.
amazing. So that day I was able to pray even more because I realized that was one of those dates. So it's amazing. He gives so much information. He is so very detailed. It's just awesome. It was the best gift you could have ever gave me. It's amazing.
Well, it was my pleasure, babe. And then one thing I want to add to it, speaking of like some dates that he gives you and things that are like right on point, he was actually sharing with me something about like what I should be looking towards doing as far as a career. And it's amazing because that's been like something that I've been pretty much confused about all my life, because I'm like all over the place. I want to do this and I want to do that. The Lord's put so many things in my heart. But the prophet John Lewis was able to actually suggest something that was right on point as to what I've been thinking about lately. And that's, with the metaverse. I don't know if anybody's familiar with it, but it's basically like just a virtual world that people are creating, kind of like the Matrix, if anybody's seen that movie. So for me to have been thinking about that, and I'm not talking about a year ago or 2 years ago, I'm talking about like just that week. I feel like the Lord had placed that in my heart and I was thinking about it. So for him to mention that, it was absolutely it was mind-boggling. It was mind-boggling. So hey, if you're looking for an astrological reading, look, don't go to Google, don't go to some,
Random
Miss Cleo
person
or random person.
on
Yeah,
YouTube.
Definitely look up John Lewis because he is on point.
Yes,
Definitely on
and
point.
definitely, I would say, ladies, this was the best gift that my husband could have ever given me because it just shed so much light on things that I had been thinking about, things that like just everything, and the things that we're gonna do in the future. He even talked about. So it was just even good for our marriage, knowing us, like the goals that we have
Right.
and the things that we're planning to do in the future. So it's amazing. We definitely recommend Prophet John Lewis.
Yes,
He
wholeheartedly.
he brings the spiritual aspect in it, and it's really from the words of the Lord.
Of the Lord, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Y'all
thank
have
you
a
so
great one.
much.
Yeah.
Y'all have a great one.
Absolutely. God bless.
Bye.
Good morning. My name is Dr. B, or some call me Mama B. I'm here in the wonderful state of Minnesota, where I run a spiritual retreat center, offer spiritual coaching, and occasionally step in as supply pastor for local congregations. I love life, and I love the opportunity that I was afforded at the end of 2021 to be with John Lewis as he shared what I call astro pastoral ministry, astro spiritual direction, and a little astro psychology. By engaging in my personal natal chart, John was able to read the heavens and share some insight on things that have happened, are happening, and will happen. The things that have happened, a couple of things that had been question marks throughout my life, came to light in our session, and I truly was able to work through some huge issues, the mama and daddy issues, and bring some clarity to patterns that I continued until that day to carry out because of what was going on, and the heavens spoke it. I was also able to look at things that happened, that were destined to happen, and no longer think of them as, oh, poor me, this is what is happening, but rejoice This is the opportunity that I was given for this time and this age to look at and to grow. I strongly recommend anybody that wants to invest in themselves to give John a call and to engage in this process. It is life-giving, it is transformative, and it is truly awe-inspiring, spirit-led, and wonderful.
Hi everybody, I'm Lucy from Malawi, Africa, and I'm working with the government of Malawi as a civil servant, and also I head a certain project funded by World Bank. I'm also into business whereby I produce mushroom, and I want to do banana, fish farming, and in the next 5 years I want to do macadamia. So all I want is to give to the people good foods. So I want to do that in the next 5 years. I came to know Prophet John through my friend Suzo, who introduced me to him through his website, Atam website, and also the link. She gave me the link of the weekly program that we have. And I had my natal reading on 12 December 2021, and on this day the man of God was just so accurate. He just told me of what really happened to me in my past, my present, and my future. The thing that I went through, the traumas that I have. You see here, the sky here, it's one of the things that he told me about, and the mistakes that I made, my future, what is coming into my future. He told me all this. For example, I can give you that of the number of children that I have. He told me that do you have children, like 3 to 4 children? I told him no, I have 2. But he said, but you don't have miscarriage or whatsoever. So I told him yes, I had an abortion. So my first pregnancy, I aborted it. So that means that I have 3 children in total, but I had an abortion. So he was just so accurate. He was just so at the point. So by the end of the day, I asked myself, was this man with me the time I was born up to now, that he should be this accurate, say, on what happened to me? So I can testify about this. Even the present now, he told me that I'll be in authority, and I can confirm that indeed this has happened through my confirmation for me to be heading that. To be heading that project. And apart from that, I can also confirm that he told me that I'll have money, and this has really happened. That I have money as of now. I can confirm that I have money because the UNDP project has given me a grant of $40,000. I cannot hesitate to refer anybody to Prophet John that should give him one's Natal readings. And also, by the end of the day, on that day, I told him that you, man of God, you're not from this world, you're from another world. So that's what happened. He was just so happy. Bye-bye. I love you, Prophet John.
Now, here's what you're going to need to do for your reading. Okay, you need to give me your name, your birth date, birthplace, time of birth, the exact time if you can. But if you don't know the exact time, try to let me know for sure if it's day or night, or guesstimation of around what time, because that's very important, for the accuracy of your reading. And also let me know what present city that you are living in, or country where you are now. And you can include a phone number if you like to. So it's going to be very powerful, the experience, just as you've heard from others that are having an awesome time and awesome experience. I want you to consider that this is a donation-based consultation, and the information will be there below. And it's based on Jeremiah 33:3. He says, call unto me and I will answer you, and I will show you great and marvelous things that you did not know about. We're waiting to hear from you. In the future, we're going to also have a school. It's called the Order of Melchizedek Astrology School. That's going to be coming up in the very near future. So we will be posting about that. We will be talking about that. And in case you are interested in learning the prophetic science of astrology. Blessings.